Harry is ready to appear in the UK to wreak havoc on the royal family again. Meghan Markle was dumped in LA and is furious with it. According to Express, Harry is set to make a royal family appearance later this month. They know that the Duke of Hypocrisy, who quit royal duties with his greedy wife Meghan Markle, will appear alongside other royals, exclude the Queen in a new BBC One tribute film to Prince Philip. The one-hour program includes Prince Charles and Camilla, Prince William and Duchess Kate, Harry, and more than a dozen other royals, but they snubbed Meghan Markle for this movie. In theory, it's normal for people to be grateful to Prince Philip. However, the unusual thing here is Harry. This makes me feel sick. When Prince Philip lay dying in hospital, did Harry bother to come over from the U.S. to see him and to comfort his grandmother? Oh no! He appeared on national TV with Oprah and lied about the royal family. No doubt he was paid. More ridiculous, he appears at the funeral. However, he just stayed long enough to find out his inheritance. Did he comfort the Queen on her 95th birthday? Did he thump? Did he flee to America? He's kept his children hidden from view. No one, and I mean no one, has ever seen Lily. Now he's demanding that she be christened at Windsor Castle, and he has the brass neck to appear on a tribute program to the man he ignored. And no doubt he's demanded payment. He's trying to weasel his way back. At first glance at the headline, I was hoping that he was going to announce his divorce. Things falling apart in the U.S., nobody of note beating paths to their door. Without the cachet of royal status, Plank and his pieces are nobodies. Time to try and come crawling home. Problem, the royal family may take them back as they are family, but that pair of wasters also insulted the British people, and I for one hope they rot somewhere far away from Britain. On the other hand, megalomaniac Meg has worked out that she'll be able to make more money and get more airtime by having the baby girl christened in the UK than the US. Megalomaniac Meg ordered Harry to go back to the firm and do what it takes, groveling, tears, promises, to keep their titles as she still needs them for a bit longer. As the royal expert, Ms. Angela Levin, tweeted on Twitter, nothing like adding the flake climate change with another flight from Fantasyland. How hypocritical. A surprise appearance to pay tribute to his grandfather, the late Duke of Edinburgh. Yet he failed to turn up whilst his grandfather was still alive. Why was that? Rather ironically, he and his consort were busy making fantastic stories about the royal family. Are Meghan and Harry determined to get their own way, or are playing games with the royal family and the UK people? Their PR is testing the water to see as far as they can go. The Queen shouldn't bend to their requests. The worst thing a narcissist is to be ignored. He and Sparkle's Pinocchio aren't welcome in Britain. Thought he wanted an echo and a quiet life. How is hopping on more jets helping? Or is he rowing the Atlantic? Can we have their itinerary, please? There will be plenty to line the streets, giving him the welcome he truly deserves. Meanwhile, according to other PR sources, Meghan Markle and Harry are said to be heading for British shores to christen the latest addition to their family, Lilibet Diana, alongside the Queen. Clearly, they are not coming home, and this Markle PR trying to force the British royal family into their bidding. So typical of a narcissist. What an absolutely awful pair. They are using a child for attacking their family. Is anyone surprised? These two hypocrites could not stop being hypocrites. They bashed the royal family, UK, and monarchy on a repeated basis, and yet they wanted to christen Lily in the UK on Windsor grounds. They have no shame. What happened to Meghan claiming that she wants to do things her way? Why not christen her in the US with an archbishop and do it the American way for the American that she is? They've got a nerve. If the royal family is so toxic and full of bullies, then why are they perpetually trying to ingratiate themselves and maintain their royal adjacency? I thought they moved to live a life of freedom, away from the generational trauma and hurt, and away from being trapped by the shackles of being royals. And yet they desperately try to maintain their royal standing and privileges. As we've said many times, it isn't because they want a proper religious christening. There are plenty of churches in America. It's because they want to be seen with the Queen to be relevant again. Amazing that they hate the royal family and call them awful names until they want publicity. The child needs to be baptized in her faith, i.e. the Church of England. What that all entails, I have no idea, but I certainly understand what needs to be done. Any old church will not do. With that being said, they probably should have thought about the consequences of publicly trashing their family and the head of the Church of England, the Queen. Looks a little bit like Crow will be served to know-it-all Harry now that he's all grown up and able to be a mental health counselor, a career advisor, and a world leader. There should be no christening at Windsor or anywhere else in Britain. They don't even live in the UK, let alone in the parish where they would want the kid christened. And as for her being brought up in a household that upholds Christian values, that's a load of cobblers. Slagging family off when you can't have your own way, causing havoc when a very elderly gentleman lay dying, is not upholding Christian values. Shouldn't the christening be focused on the child's soul, comfort, and spirituality rather than blatant and opportunistic PR efforts by the parents? There are at least 2 highly suitable venues in Santa Barbara, the Montecito area, the All Saints by the Sea in Montecito Episcopal, and the historic and beautiful Santa Barbara Mission Catholic. I would recommend they focus on the best spiritual and physical interests of their children rather than dragging them thousands of miles away for the parents' self-centered photo op. In other news, this is totally unexpected. Miss Angela Levin exclaims, Prince Harry's heartbreak as the Duke longs to be something other than himself. The royal expert shared her thoughts on Harry to the Daily Express news site. She said, rings pretty hollow when he still clings on to his titles with an iron-fisted grip. Without his royal connections, he would be less than ordinary. He would be a nobody. To have inner happiness as opposed to gleeful party fun, one must grow up. Harry never was the brightest, and his jealousy of his brother, fueled by his vile wife who wants world domination. Her words will never bring him or anyone else, for that matter, peace and joy. Taking responsibility for one's own decisions in life is a signal that one has to grow up and has passed one of the key stages of life from childhood into adulthood. What Meghan wants, Meghan gets. It ruined him. He becomes angry when his own grandmother, the Queen, his late grandfather, Prince Philip, and his brother, who has loved and cared for him, Prince William, had given him wise counsel. He turned against his own father, Prince Charles, who has also loved and cared for him throughout his life. His own father was generous to him and to his dishonest wife, even walking her down the aisle at their lavish wedding after she kicked aside her ailing dad when he suffered a heart attack and he could no longer profit her. And Charles continued to gift them both millions of dollars and pounds while she greedily spent on clothes, jewels, travel, and everything else that she wanted. But they were ungrateful. Nothing was ever good enough. If Harry had even a shred of integrity, he would renounce his titles, including Prince, and his place and that of his offspring in the line of succession. A life without duty, honor, and public service may make lots of money for him, but it won't bring deep satisfaction, because it's an empty life, and he and his unethical wife are trapped in a life of greed, dishonesty, and attention-seeking. Little wonder that he'd rather be somebody else. Time for him to grow up and take responsibility for himself instead of blaming others for his privileged lot in life.